Aha, I'm back on. I was looking on my phone. Sorry. Internet said just not enough internet. So, okay. So if you do not live in Australia, it is your moral obligation to be serving online because you have great internet. And in Australia, we do not. So I want to wait till people pop back on. I can see someone's been able to jump back on, which is lucky. I am really hoping other people do as well. If not, hopefully I am catching you in your replay. You seem to be coming back on now, which is great. So good to see you here. I'm sorry the internet crashed. I'm plugged into the modem as well. That's the demand. It has been. Yesterday I was on the phone to the companies getting extra internet connections. So I'm really hopeful that I always have a backup, but it just doesn't seem to make any difference. So bear with me. If I lose it again, I will pop back on. So thank you very, very much for being patient. Anyway, the real value of a mastermind is it goes beyond one-on-one sessions and the transaction of an online course, right? And instead offers an overall outcome that neutralizes or eliminates the cost of the problem. So what I want you to be thinking about, rather than how much could you charge an hour, how much is this problem costing your clients, right? And we're going to dive into that a little bit more. You've got a beautiful kind of worksheet. There's two of these tables, right? And the first one I want you to think about is across all the different areas that you could be impacting your clients, okay? Now, when we think about tangible results, right? So we'll go to tangible results first, right? Like, for example, you might be a relationships coach that helps people stop getting divorced. What is the cost of divorce? Apart from the amazing, the huge emotional toll, the cost is the sadness and the well-being of your children, the cost of going through court, the cost of running two households. So when, I've had relationship coaches or psychologists or mentors come to me, they're like, well, their standard going rate is $100 an hour. It's like, really? $100 an hour to avoid tens of $1,000s in costs of getting divorced? That sounds interesting, right? So I want you to think about the cost of the problem that your audience, your ideal client is facing across these areas, okay? So we might, I'll give you some pointers, but I might, invite you to do that on your own. And I'd love to even take photos of this and post it back in. You can just start your own post in the Connect and Convert group and show me. And I can give you some guidance around there at helping you see those tangible results. So this first one is tangible results. So it might be, so for example, for me, in terms of money, I help them charge more for their offers and create higher conversion so they get more clients. So they increase their income. They might eliminate some of their debts as they get more income coming in, right? Health and well-being, well, they start to be a whole lot less stressed and start to be a lot more certain. So maybe they've got more time with their family. Their relationships aren't so fraught, because if they've been starting a business as a bit of a hobby and their husband has been poo-pooing it because they haven't been getting results, because they've been looking in the wrong places or staying in tactics rather than deeper, more effective strategies, the health and well-being effects can be huge. Maybe they stop burning their adrenals out on the computer, throwing spaghetti at the wall and trying different things. As I said, sorry, the relationships one probably should have been the next one. So the third thing's relationships. The better relationships with your kids. You're not screaming at them because you're not as stressed. You're more connected with your husband, or maybe you're single and you've got time to go on date and meet someone, right? Business or career, obviously the business starts to elevate. You start to be known. You start to get a reputation for someone who delivers results. You start to be more comfortable with being seen, so you get asked to be on other people's podcasts. You connect with some amazing people. I mean, over the years, the people I've connected with in masterminds or have been phenomenal. Some of my very, very best friends. Purpose or power. So it might be in terms of unlocking your path to success or your path for impact in the world, right? So, for example, one of my old mastermind clients came to me. She's not old in age. She used to be in my mastermind. When she first came to me, she was doing diet, how to quit sugar, diet plans, right? So the cost to the people not implementing that, if we looked at money. They were probably wasting money on snacks and sugary foods and things like that. Health and well-being was probably the biggest area of tangible results that she could change with that. Relationships less so. Business or career not really applying. Purpose or power, no, it's probably more just stuck in one of these, right? We want to see you try and touch with more value, more of these, right? That's when you can start to make a bigger impact and wrap up more value in your program. So the key there was she was doing like an I Quit Sugar type of program. It's really only impacting one, the tangible results. So when I said to her, let's dive into where you've been, where did you come from? Like, you've got this diet, you've got this dietitian, she was a dietitian, right? So she's got the dietitian background. She knows how to do plans, but also she was a cancer thriver. She had beaten breast cancer, and she knew that nutrition had a lot to do with that as well. So I said to her, well, hang on a minute. If we're looking to impact more of these areas, what could your message in your program suddenly be? Could you shift to who the person is? The tangible results start being you stop cancer from knocking on your door again, right? You start releasing the mental stress of being stressed that cancer is going to come back, right? So it goes beyond just an I Quit Sugar program and becomes something that touches all of these. Right? So that's what I want you to think about in terms of your pricing. Like, okay, she was charging like $200 for an I Quit Sugar program. Then she could go, okay, well, I'm going to start charging $1,000 to $2,000 for a program that goes deeper for a different message to market and different delivery. Okay, we can only do that once we see what are the tangible results we could create with our program. Does that make sense? Can you just give me some emojis and hearts so I know you're listening? Because I know I've probably lost half the people that were on the live stream. Hopefully my quality of the broadcast is okay. Does that make sense to you? So what I'd like you to do on that first one is think about all the tangible results you could create with your existing or one of your programs that you're thinking about doing, okay? Or all just out of your expertise. So just put tangible results there. Like, I might even go into the minutiae of your delivery, right? Just brainstorm and pop them all there. Because what you're going to start to see, oh good, totally here for it, I love that. What you're going to start to see is that value build up in front of your very eyes, okay? Oh, good. I'm glad you're here too, Tina. So pop all of those down, and the more of these categories that you can cover, the more value you're creating, okay? So that's really important, because I'm not here to tell you to just slap a price on a program and charge a lot for it, and then, hey, you'll get through the recession. Guess what? That shit ain't going to fly, particularly in a recession, okay? So I'm not here to tell you. I want you to get really grounded in what the tangible results you create, not some fuzzy name for something you were developing that no one understands what the heck you're on about, right? Like, this is tangible. Put tangible results there. Now that you've listed all those positive outcomes, and hopefully you've sunk into that, what I want you to think about those outcomes, values, and benefits across those 5 categories. Okay, if you've got any questions on that, pop it there. The next part I want you to do now is the cost that your ideal client is experiencing across all of those if they do not invest in your solution, your beautiful offer, right? What costs are they going to experience? Okay, so if, we talk about, gave you the marriage avoiding divorce example. What about that kind of confidence that comes from being in the body that you want, releasing weight, releasing the stress about your weight, or releasing the stress about being invisible and not shining when you show up, either on camera or in person. I mean, in person, less so at the moment, right? But the stress about being able to speak. I've had clients who are speaking coaches, okay? So how do you, when we think about the cost of them staying where they are, well, if they don't show up and speak powerfully, they're not going to get paid or by attracting more clients, okay? So how much will that cost them by not invoking your solution? Because if you show them a path to speaking powerfully, clearly, and in a way that can convert and attract clients, maybe they could add an extra $5,000 this month. So put that there if you've got some figures around that stuff. Health and well-being. right? Even like I said before, those things. If you were a speaking coach, the well-being is that you're not. You're stressed about your client, how you're attracting clients. Maybe your adrenals are burnt out. Maybe you're exhausted. Then that flicks onto your relationships of fighting with husband, children, being lonely, right? Not being the success that you should be. Business or career, it's just invisible. It doesn't go anywhere, right? Because you are not evoking the strategies of being able to speak more powerfully. And purpose and power, you're not actually embracing your true message to make an impact, okay? So those clients who are not investing in the speaking solution, I mean. So once you add all those up, you start to see the missed opportunities of them not working with you. On a financial, emotional level, list those out, because once you have those side by side, the tangibles and the actual costs, the tangible benefits, outcomes and value, and the tangible costs, you can start to see and feel and actually understand the value of what it is you create. I don't want you to stay in, oh, but so-and-so, she does that already, I can't do that, or she charges less than that, or she charges more, I can't charge that, I'm not as experienced. Look, I do have a pricing matrix that I use that has some other variables that come into it. So I'm not here to say is, look, if you wrote down 20,000, you should definitely charge 20,000. It's not. This is just to inform you to be able to step back and have a bigger container for how you could price your program. Of course, what your competitors charge does have an impact on what you can charge. It doesn't mean you have to charge what they are, but it does sort of set the market in a way. So if you want to charge more, then what's the value that you can create and the distinction that you can create in your program to be able to do that? Okay, so yes, competition does. Length of time of program makes a difference. I suggest you do 3, 6, or 12 months. If you're newer, then start with a 3-month program just to get moving and get started. That the reason why I suggest that is that you can have a more accessible price point, and you have the opportunity to get in and get some results and then continue on with those people. So you can offer those clients a monthly offer to stay after the initial result they get in the 3 months. So essentially, I want you to be viewing all clients like they'd be coming on for at least a year. When you do that, you start to just breathe. When your clients are with you for a year, they've got time to, implement the things that you're sharing, and you've got time to take them through everything you want to, support them, get a connection. They get anchored into the group, so they have a better group connection the longer they're in there as well. Now, a lot of people say to me, but you offer, ongoing access to your programs. I offer incentive. The price goes up after each live launch. So I offer incentive and immediacy to get people in, but it doesn't matter if they're coming in and other people have been in for 12 months because everyone's working on the common goal and everyone's working on the pathway to get there. They may be at different parts, but it's okay. That doesn't stop connection. Who here has been in a mother's group if you've had kids, right? Some people hate mother's groups. I loved mother's group, right? Because why? It was a place where everyone was thinking the same as me, that all the thoughts in their mind were pretty much centered on what I was centered on, which was my baby, right? At that time, I was just like, oh my God, I'm all about the baby. I had my Contented Little Baby book. I had routines. I had swaddles. I was a dummy mother, or what do you call them in, do you call them pacifiers in America? I think we call them dummies in UK and Australia, right? I was a dummy, whatever it was about routines and babies, I was so into it. It was not funny. So where was my happy place? Mother's group. Did it matter that everyone had, our babies were actually the same age, so that was different. But in terms of how people were approaching things with their babies, or their babies were doing things that were different, it didn't matter. It was the connection, the support, and being able to come together and know that we're all on the same page. That is what is powerful, right? So that's what I want you to invite you to think about with a mastermind. It really is. I hope that my live stream is not breaking up a bit here. So someone's written about not getting their raise or promotion at work. That is a huge one. You think about the cost of that month after month after month. Like I think about the cost of, I can show you how to add another $5,000 a month at least. So if you avoid that for the next 6 months, you've lost $30,000, right? And what about the recurring amount of the knowledge that you give them? They don't just implement or activate that knowledge when they work with you. They always have that knowledge. The things I've learned from my $5,000 learning Facebook ads at the beginning of 2011 from Jennifer Sheehan, great woman, love her. I did a 6-week program, spent $5,000 to learn Facebook ads. Do you know how many times that's paid me again and again and again over the last 9 years? I cannot tell you, right? So was $5,000 expensive? Some people might have thought it was at the time. I didn't, because I needed to learn it, right? She was saying, oh, this is what I do. This is how I'm going to teach you, and I'm going to take you through. It was a group program. Didn't even have one-on-one coaching for that, right? But was it worth it? Absolutely. Have I made my money back on that? For sure. You might say, but I'm in personal development. You can't say how much money. That's why I'm saying look at the cost of them staying where they are. It might be physical, emotional, financial, right? Well-being. The cost for peace of mind is far greater than the cost of spending money. Okay, so I invite you to think about cost and price in a different way. I like to think of it in terms more of value, of gain, of benefit, of outcomes, rather than hourly rates. Okay, does that land for you guys? Hopefully that is giving you a different way to think of things. Thank you. I don't know who's posting because Ecamm's killing me right now, but anyway, thank you for that. Someone else said it's like a mixed level aerialist class that I take. You learn from the others. Mixed levels aerialist, how cool. Oh my God, I would so not have the upper body strength. The pole dancing classes were enough to like send me to, oh my goodness, I have no physical strength whatsoever. But I love that mixed level. Exactly, that's what a mastermind is. You see the people, like you were saying with the aerialist class, you see those people spinning and flipping around and you're like, I want to do that. There's nothing more powerful than seeing your peers do something. So what's the value of that? You're curating a group for others to have that experience, right? Value that too. Oh, hi, Diana. Oh, good. Oh, nice to see you. Yes, I remember you, Diana. We've talked before as well. I think you're in New York, aren't you? I hope you're doing okay. I knew your name the other day, and now I was remembering now you've totally placed who you are. Pretty sure you're in New York. Sending lots and lots of love to you and what your state is going through right now. So yes, the peer, being able to share that those different levels is more important than everyone starting at the same time. The other reason I let people know not to just do a big launch and welcome a whole round of people in is A, it's a lot harder and a lot more stressful, but B, you can't give all that time and support to all people coming in at once, right? Like you get all overwhelmed with onboarding everyone, getting them all sorted. Yes, there's a rush of everyone joining at the same time and getting excited, but what also happens in the group is everyone kind of hangs back because they're not too sure. Whereas when they see a group in flow, they can understand where they can place themselves. Oh, Chicago. Okay, well, still in struggle. I don't know why I thought you were in New York. Thanks, Diana. Chicago's obviously still got its issues in there at the moment. So sending you big love. But yes, so when people come in and they see how a group operates, that is more powerful because guess what? All of these things as well create leverage for you. I'm not here to say, hey, take your foot off the pedal and let everyone else do the work. You have to set the agenda. You have to set the leadership. You have to guide and nurture and show up for your people. But when your mastermind can do that too, it makes the results for everyone more powerful and it allows you to concentrate on doing the high leverage tasks in your business as well. So it is just so much more powerful than just creating one-off online courses or doing, big launches of open and closed programs, or just doing, your individual consulting or coaching. Okay, hopefully that lands for you. Yes, great. Oh, I'm so glad you're learning all that. It's beautiful. It's absolutely my pleasure. Please ask your questions. I want to make sure you do have what you need, okay? So in terms of making sure that we've covered this, okay, so now that you've listed the benefits on the first one, cost of them not staying where they are, it's time to think about a potential price for your mastermind. Okay, so my pleasure, my love. So I want you to be thinking about what kind of prices. Like, it's good to just sort of start. Everyone wants excuse me, got a frog in my throat. Everyone wants to, just know a price and know all the delivery. I work with my clients on that, but I need to know a little bit more once we've got the message to market in. Then we go to the price and promote part. But I can still give you guidance on what I think the market could bear. So please don't be afraid to share that. I know, Deisha, I'm so slack at putting the homework thread up after these. I have got another call in a moment that I will jump on, but I'm going to put the homework thread up after that. But I would love you guys to even do your own post, Deisha, if I haven't got the homework thread up, just post away in Connect and Convert. Do these, take a photo, like handwrite them, print them off, handwrite them, and take a photo on your phone and upload and show me what you got. I think you're going to be so surprised at all the places that you can touch people, and the cost of them staying where they are, and how you can share with them a way to come out of that. Don't deny your value, especially not in times like now. In times of uncertainty, we never had a bigger need for certainty. I want you to have certainty in your pricing and your value. Okay, if you're wavering around and you're changing things up, guess what? People aren't into inconsistency right now. They want to know that you're there, that you're showing up. You might still be afraid. You might be scared. That's okay. We all are. But when you can show up in your leadership and in your value, and if right now you're at capacity with everything that's going on with Corona and you don't have headspace, that's fine for you to rest and pause. I'm just giving you an opportunity to move forward and stay in momentum that's going to keep you in action serving. Some of those levels of service will be no charge levels, right? And some will be going at a deeper level and charging more than you have before for something of value. I'm not here to tell you to charge, just stick. There's so many people out there that would just say, oh yeah, I'll teach you how to sell high ticket. Right, just package this up and charge $100,000. No, we're about value, we're about results, right? And we're about being fair. And this should be fair in this current market as well, right? We should have, doesn't mean you have to open your door to everyone, undercharge and over-deliver. It's about being fair to yourself, fair to your family. Are you being fair to your family if you're not showing up and getting offers? Are you being fair if you've been trying lots of things and you still haven't got that momentum that you've been craving? Okay, no, you're not being fair to yourself and you're not being fair to your family, right? So step up, do that exercise, share it in here, ask my advice. I'm here, right? I ain't going out. I'm busy. I'm supporting my clients. I'm creating, opportunities wherever I can to serve and show up. And I'm trying not to go down the rabbit hole of just serving my clients and not sharing some of these beautiful strategies that I've learned. Okay, so I do have to get on a coaching call. I'm doing a life coaching certification as we speak. I know, I'm a bit excited about it, because even the things I'm learning, I think I'm a good business coach, right? Like, I stand in that power. I understand online marketing. I understand marketing strategy. I understand how to help people attract clients, particularly online. Traffic and conversion, my absolute jam, right? But mindset and helping people through their mindset blocks is something that I'm just learning more about now, and I want to get certified in it. So I'm leaning into my programs, mentors and guides, and I hope you can too. And let me know what you need. I'm here. I'm going to be back tomorrow. Same time. I would have done my coaching calls with my mastermind group, my group coaching call, and then I'm going to pop on here. What are we talking about tomorrow? I've already put all this out. This is the beauty of creating frameworks, right? How to generate automated leads. Oh, this is my jam. Automated leads and sales using the power of paid and no charge opportunities. Once again, I'm going to give you some ideas. Don't cost you a thing. This doesn't cost me anything to do. I had to buy one of those ring lights because otherwise the lighting's really bad. And obviously I have my computer and my internet connection. But I'm showing up here. It's not costing me anything to connect with you guys, to create value, to make offers. Okay, so I'm going to show you those opportunities. But if you want to dive into ads, or you're working with your ads, never been a better time to get that flowing. So let's do it. All right, my lovelies. I love you. I send you lots of care and good wishes always. So I'd love to see you here tomorrow for automated leads or leads. We'll talk about webinars. We'll talk about Facebook ads, all of that good stuff. And I can't wait to see you then. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for putting up with the of the broadcast. This is the times we're living in. All right, guys. See you later.